go. There we go. All right. First things first, name and title.
Which way do I look? You guys want
right over here.
You? Okay.
Yeah, the video is more important for her. So.
Okay. Gaylene Rhoden. And position is the administrator for the town of Red Mountain. Do you need a correct spelling?
Yes.
Sure.
Gaylene, Rhoden, Rhoden.
All right, so tell us how the procedure is going to work for this vote, because I don't think there's many people here in Red Mountain that have had to vote on an election like this before.
Not that I'm aware of. So in the 20 years that I've been working for Red Mountain, this is a first, obviously. So it will be a one item on the ballot, and it'll give an opportunity for the residents of Red Mountain to determine they would like to proceed as a village or they would like to remain as a town.
So what's the biggest thing that residents need to know then before they go into the booth for this election on July 11th?
Well, we're having information out there available for the residents, but letting them know that we currently operate as with village kind of sort of powers anyways. So a lot of the things that we're going to be doing when the official vote is calculated, there should be little to no change that residents shall see. I mean, one of the biggest things is the sanitary district, which is a separate utility, water and sewer, will now be under the same roof as us. As far as now we will be part together as far as like budgeting and personnel and etc. So that's really one of the biggest changes. Outside of that, maybe the opportunity for us to have those green signs as you drive along 51 and 39, and it says Red Mountain ahead. That will be obviously really nice to have as well. But that is one thing too residents potentially could see, or actually visitors to our area.
And what is the, I guess, main goal for the open house tonight?
Just answer questions. We've been doing what our part is all along. So as we've had elections throughout the spring and even prior, we've been trying to have like tables and informational tables. Keep in mind, this has been going on for almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years at the end of this month. So as we started officially getting into the process of it, we've been trying to do town newsletter articles, and then days of the election, we'll have a table out, we'll have some information. Again, it's just an opportunity for people to ask those questions. We hear things, and so we want to make sure we have any information, because if you don't have the information, people will come up with their own information. Just trying to be as transparent as we can.
Right. So then this election is going to work, I mean, just like any other election, right? There's not going to be going into the booth and writing yes or no on the paper. You'll have the official ballots and everything will have to be, you know, canvassed just like it would normally, right?
Yeah, that is correct. Everything will be like a standard election, except it will be the only election on July 11th. We worked with Marathon County Clerk's Department, working with Kim Trueblood, the county clerk, and also with our clerk, Lynn Colden, trying to work with them, had poll workers, get that organized, and our election captains, and that all set up. So yeah, it's like gonna be a regular election day for Red Mountain, except it's just gonna be in the middle of summer.
So is that gonna be here then?
Yep, everything would be held here, correct.
And that's the one polling place for everyone in the town then?
Yep, okay. Nothing would change from that way. And exactly, matter of fact, I talked to our clerk. She's working on the absentee voting as well, and making sure those who requested an absentee ballot receive their ballot so they have an opportunity to vote as well.
Awesome. And I had the question and then it went away.
So does the absentee ballot have to be requested here then?
Yep, I would work through the clerk's office.
Work for this, or will that be on the My Vote website as well?
Correct.
Too?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And then you had mentioned that you guys have been trying to go through this process for a little bit at this point. So to finally kind of be close to that election, how does it feel?
It was great once we submitted in November. That was the huge step forward. And then the second one was in January, and we had to do our official presentation to the Department of Administration and Incorporation Board. So that was a huge feat as well. And then finally to get that process, because you're sitting there in some of these meetings and you have no idea what kind of questions. So it's coming together. It's coming well. Everything has done well so far, and it's been great. Obviously it doesn't stop. You know, once the vote is in, and if the vote does go to incorporate, our work still continues. Again, as I mentioned, the utilities will come over here on this side. it's a lot of the little things that end up having behind the scenes that we'll still have to do at staff level. But obviously that's in the process. It's not going to happen overnight. It's working with the town, or I should say the village board. That would change as well to village trustees, and working on a charter ordinance for our new incorporated village.
Do you have an actual date then when that switch would flip?
No, actually what happens is once we have that election on July 11th, it's really not official, even though we'll have the election results. Like if we already know the answer, we will not be official until the Department of Administration actually certifies the election. So it could be a couple days, it could be a week. So not sure at this point in time how fast that would turn around. I suspect there's not a lot going on with elections at that time of year, so it could be relatively quick.
And then so what are, I guess you had mentioned that there wouldn't be too much of an impact on residents. What about the businesses in the area?
It wouldn't be there. It would be the same. Kind of nice. I was actually out of area this weekend, and I had to ship something from out of state to back home, and I got asked when I put in my address, because I'm a Rib Mountain resident, and they said it's 54401. Is that Wausau Rib Mountain? I'm like, no, it's Rib Mountain. So that was really great to be able to say that, but I assume that's probably always been there, because obviously the Postal Service and UPS, that's still 54401. So nothing should,
Yeah. And would there be, this change have any impact on Wausau or any of the surrounding areas?
No, it shouldn't. We'll continue to work with our neighbors as we always have. Things continue to, we do things on a regional level already, so nothing should change that way.
And so I know we've probably gone over this in the past. Has the motive and the reasoning for this change changed, or it's still the same?
That would be probably a good question for the residents, and whether it's changed or not. Obviously could be a long history and making us more of a community. And when you look back at our application and our submittal to the state, a lot of those reasons were brought up. And I think that still continues. It really solidifies the community when you talk about Rib Mountain as overall as a community. And the nice thing too was one of the best things that came out of this, at least one of the challenges that we didn't know which way it was going to go, was the incorporation application submittal for the entire town. In some communities, the Department of Administration does not provide. They'll say, well, you can only do part of the community. And that was one of the concerns that the town board had, was the splitting of the community. Would there still be a town of Rib Mountain and a village of Rib Mountain? And that's not going to be the case. The Department of Administration granted our waiver, which was great and fantastic and wonderful news, because now we don't have to worry about the remnant and figuring out how we're going to consolidate if we would move forward towards that village status.
And I guess what are some of the, I'm sorry, this is getting a little
long.
No,
that's okay.
What are, I guess, some of the advantages or drawbacks for, making this transition?
Drawbacks, and well, for me personally and professionally, I learned more about Rib Mountain. I've worked with the community for 20 years, and I thought I knew the community, and I thought I knew my community, but boy, I'll tell you, I learned a lot from going through the 100+ application. But going back to the advantages you're asking for, I'm sorry, restate your question.
I guess the question is really advantages and disadvantages of incorporating versus not.
Well, obviously the protection of the borders. And then once we had that petition submitted, that already froze our boundaries anyways. So there is no concern that way. And now, obviously once the referendum votes, if it goes towards village status, that completely seals our borders. And so there is no annexation threats. Having extraterritorial zoning authority that the city of Wausau does have. Matter of fact, we had a first addition to one of our new subdivisions, and they had to get reviewed by the city. We no longer have to go through that process. So there shouldn't be really, obviously it's a changing, the town, we have a lot of letterhead that says town, and some of that maybe one of those things that we just have to eventually weed out as we, run out of paper and business cards. And we had started that process already, just kind of going to Rib Mountain, because fortunately there is no city of Red Mountain or village of Red Mountain that exists today, so it was pretty easy to just be identified as Red Mountain.
Mm-hmm. All right. Did you have anything?
I think I'm good. Yeah.
Was there anything else you wanted to add?
No, I would just encourage you to go to our website, and I think we might have some handouts for you if you wanted to look at them today. Mm-hmm. We are going to do just a simple PowerPoint. It's not as intensive as we had with the Department of Administration. It's just a good opportunity. We put out postcards for residents. Some of the questions we thought we heard were coming up. We just wanted to clarify, and maybe that postcard was enough that maybe somebody will just say, I got my questions answered, and they may not show up tonight. That's fine. But our doors are always open between now and July 11th. If questions come up, we certainly can answer those questions at any time.